step by step to draw realistic water drop for beginners. Let's get started.
So these are the tools we are going to use for our tutorial. We have our gel pen. We have our Tombow Mono Zero eraser. We have our pencils, HB pencil and 5B pencils. And we also have our tissue paper to blend our graphite. So let's get started. So the first thing we are going to do is to shade our background. Okay, we are going to shade our entire background so that the watermark or our design will pop up. Do you understand? It will be in a 3D form. When you are shading, you need to take your time to shade, right? You need to make sure you don't leave any space between it. And when you are shading too, you need to use the side. Okay. The reason why I use the side of our advise my student to use the side of the leg is that we want to blend smooth. We want to achieve smooth blending. Do you understand? When you are shading too, be shading in one direction. Try as much as possible to shade in one direction. Shade in one direction. So we are done shading. Let's blend it with our tissue paper. Okay, we are done blending. So let's blend it with our tissue paper. When you are blending to you, make sure you blend according to the direction that you shade. You did the shading. Do you understand? That way you are going to achieve smooth blending. Everything is going to go smoothly. But if you do it the opposite direction, it might you might find it difficult to get the smooth blending that you want. Do you understand? So now if we achieve our blending, I realize that some portions there are some even portions. Okay, we are going to use our Tombow eraser to erase them a bit. Now our next step is to sketch the watermark. Do you understand? So let's sketch it. This one you don't need a perfect circle. You don't need a perfect circle. Just try and get a circle, but not a perfect one. Okay. So this is our circle. The second step is that we are going to draw our shadow. We are going to use our 5B pencil. Okay, this 5B pencil to shade half of the circle, like quarter of it. So it will be in like a moon. Okay, in a moon shape. Right. We are going to use we are using our 5B to do that. Good. So when you are done, the next thing you do is to do the same thing outside the opposite side. Okay, we are going to create so it will be like it's like the shadow. Mm. We are creating a shadow here. Shadow. We draw a moon outside. So this time around is the shadow. Okay, great. Yes. So the next thing we are going to do is we are going to shade. We are going to shade. We are going to do two gradients. Okay. The first gradient is shading from the left to the right. The second gradient is shading from the right to the left. So let's do the first gradient. So we are going to shade here a bit. Okay. We are going to shade here a bit. Okay. So we are done with our first gradient. So now we are going to shade our second gradient. Remember I said we are doing two gradients, right? So our second gradient, we are going to shade, we are going to use our Tombow eraser to shade from right to left. Yeah, like this. So the next thing is to blend. Now we are going to use our tissue paper. Our tissue paper, right? We are going to use our tissue paper to blend it. If you have earbud, okay, earbud, you can use it so that you achieve smooth blending. Because here the tissue is too big. But if you have earbud, you can use it for it. Then you need to blend it. You need to blend it gradually. So we are done blending it. So the next thing is you realize that this portion is too sharp. The shadow, okay. You realize that it's too sharp, so we are going to make sure it blends a bit. Do you get it? Because there's no shadow that is sharp like that. Any shadow that is sharp is not real. So we are going to make sure only the middle, this side, we are not going to add a lot. Only here. So, do you understand? Exactly. Exactly. So let's use our Tombow eraser to also shade from right to left as our second gradient. Okay. After doing it, then we use our tissue paper. Blend it a bit. And the final thing, we are going to add our highlights. We're going to add our light to it. So here, add light in this portion. Okay. And down here, there will be a reflection. Okay. When light passes through it, to create some reflection. Then we come in with our ink, gel pen, create some highlights. Then here, down here, we do the same thing. Slight one. So now let's do the next one. So this is the sketch. So the next thing we are going to do is we are going to mark here, okay. So this is a portion of the highlight, the gradient, the dark portion, okay. So we are going to add darkness to this side. Yeah, to this portion. Now let's create a shadow at the opposite side. So here too, there will be shadow here, okay. There will be shadow here, shadow will be here. And remember, the light will be hitting here, so there will be a reflection here. So we'll be creating the shadow on this side. And then create it here too, okay, at the other side. We leave this portion, we preserve this portion because we are going to add light to that place. Do you understand? Good. So this is our first step that we are going to do. The next step is to do our gradients. Remember, it's first and second gradients. The first one is you are going to use our pencil to create the gradients from the left to right. The second one is you are going to use our eraser to create the gradients from right to left. Do you understand? So let's create our gradients here. We are going to shade it gradually. Okay, this is our middle tone. The initial one we did was our dark tone. So we are going to create our middle tone, right? So we are creating our middle tone. Same thing to apply to here. And our middle tone here. So this is our first gradient, okay? So we are going to create our second gradient with our Tombow eraser, okay? So we do that at the edge. From right to left. So this is our second gradient. The same thing to here, you put it here. So when you finish, we blend it. Okay, we blend it with our tissue paper. You make sure you blend from dark to light so that you can have control over it. You get it? You don't blend from light to dark, dark to light. Exactly. So let's reinforce our shadow at the edge. And here, the shadows are too sharp, so we are going to blend it a bit. Okay. The shadows are too sharp, so let's blend it a bit. So let's use our tissue to take off that. Good. So we are done. So the next thing we are going to do is to do our highlight. Okay. So our highlight, we are going to use our highlight pen, gel pen, to create our highlight. Okay. So highlight. Then we use our Tombow here a bit. Use our Tombow. And the highlight ink at the edge and be slight one. Okay, good. So now let's create the highlight here. You can decide to put some here. Okay. So here is it. So this is our final drawing. If you like this video, please like, share, and don't forget to subscribe for more tips and that. Thank you.
Now we have a drawing class online where we teach beginners how to draw from scratch and how to produce realistic drawing and become that great artist you ever wanted to be. Now this course is available on our website logoart.com. You can either purchase the course there directly or pick the number on the screen and message us on WhatsApp and we will enroll you in this course. Now this course is available for everyone, whether you are in the country or outside the country, everybody around the world. Or maybe you want the tools and materials used in this video and you don't know where to buy them. Now we have everything available. Now pick the number on the screen and message us on WhatsApp and we will deliver to wherever you are. You are always welcome.